Harry Kane had never missed a penalty for England. Not once. Not in 21 attempts. Across 3 major tournaments. For years, that record felt untouchable. Everyone inside that Qatar stadium believed this one would go in too. But it didn't. This is the story of 2 brutal inches. 2 inches that ended England's best squad in 30 years. A dream an entire nation had been carrying. This wasn't the England you grew up watching lose early. Gareth Southgate had spent 6 years erasing the old ghosts. He knew those ghosts personally. In 1996, he missed the penalty that ended England's home Euros dream. Now he was the manager, rebuilding a team in his own image, a World Cup semi-final in 2018, a European Championship final in 2021. Both times, England fell just short, but something had genuinely changed. This time felt different. Jude Bellingham was 19 and already the best player on the pitch. Bukayo Saka was 21 and fearless. Harry Kane was the captain, 4 goals from breaking England's all-time scoring record. Pundits everywhere were already calling this the golden generation. Fans back home were already chanting that it was coming home. Nobody talked about if anymore. They talked about when. Then France arrived at Al Bayt Stadium, and Kylian Mbappe was waiting. England's fans arrived certain of a semi-final. 17 minutes in, Aurelien Tchouameni collected the ball 25 yards out. Nobody closed him down. He fired it into the corner. Jordan Pickford didn't move. France led 1-0, and the belief inside that stadium went quiet. Kylian Mbappe was lurking on the counter, and everyone could feel it. This was the moment English optimism first cracked. Then Bukayo Saka drove into the box, and Theo Hernandez brought him down. Penalty. Kane stepped up, sent Hugo Lloris the wrong way, and the ground erupted. 54 minutes gone, level at 1-1. This felt like it was written for England to win. Kane had never looked more like a captain than in that moment. 24 minutes later, Olivier Giroud rose above John Stones and headed France back in front. The stadium went quiet again. This time, panic set in. 6 minutes from time, England got a lifeline. Mason Mount was pulled down in the box. A second penalty. Same shooter. Fans back home held their breath in pubs and living rooms across the country. Kane had scored his last 12 penalties without a flicker of doubt. Kane placed the ball down. 21 for 21 in his England career. Everybody in that stadium expected number 22. He ran up and blasted it over the crossbar. Not saved, not blocked, gone into the Doha night. Kane dropped to his knees, hands on his head. He didn't move for a long time. France survived. England were out. This wasn't the end of Gareth Southgate's England. It was proof of how thin the margin really is. Every England captain since 1966 has carried that weight. Kane will lead England into more tournaments, still chasing the trophy that has eluded them. Bellingham and Saka are young enough to define the next cycle. The Euros are coming, then another World Cup after that. Nobody remembers the 21 penalties Kane scored. They remember the 22nd. That's what happens when you get this close, and it slips away. The rebuild doesn't start from zero. It starts from a stadium in Qatar, where one shot separated heartbreak from history. Whether England closed that gap before Kane's era ends is the only question left. Harry Kane scored more penalties for England than anyone in history. He will always be remembered for the one that got away. Some heartbreaks simply fade with time. This one won't, because it happened on the biggest stage the sport has. Next time, we look at Denmark. One overhead kick. One moment nobody saw coming. An entire World Cup dream. Gone in an instant.